The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, just so you guys know, this is the first of two lives today. The first of two lives. I'll be going live later on tonight to talk about the whole Earl Spence thing. But yeah, working hard, man. We were live last night. We're live. What was it? 14 hours later. We'll be live in about eight or 9 more hours again. So. Well, it's good to be here. It's good to definitely talk boxing with you guys. There was a lot of noise that was made yesterday because last night, just before last night's live, the news broke that basically Naoya Inoue had agreed officially to fight Luis Nery, and it's intriguing because this is a fight that's been talked about for a long time, and after thinking about it, it's an even better fight than I realized initially, right? So just so you guys know. And I'll get to the comments here in a second. This has been a fight 6 years in the making. By the way, you got Pops here, which is rare. A rare Pop starting in the daytime. Normally,
I like Inoue too. So
normally you're a nighttime.
Yeah,
I got you in the daytime. So that's how you know this is a special live when Pops is in the daytime.
Yeah.
But
thank you all for being here.
Thank you all for being here. But as far as this fight, you know, this fight has a lot of history. You know,
6 years in the making. Wow.
6 years in the making. You know, because. You know, we know Nery fight Yamanaka. There was a lot that went on with that. I'll definitely be getting into that in this live amongst, you know, other things. But let's take some time to acknowledge the people that already showed up, that are commenting, that are chiming in. Shout out to Jesus M. Saludos to Jesus M. Good to see you, champ. We got your boy Carl Hampson. He says, "Good day to BT and Pops." He says,
God
"Pops
bless you
with the do rag."
Yeah. How's my granddaughter doing? God bless her.
Yeah, man. So you know, look, Jesus mentioned the fact that it's got to be in the USA. That's what I thought initially, but we'll get into it later on in the live. It looks like the Japanese Box Commission is making some exceptions for the fight. So let's just hop right into it. I don't want to you know, waste too much time because, you know, we got a lot of things to tend to here today on True School Sports. But you know, this fight's been 6 years in the making, and I'll kind of, you know, there's gonna be people that. Maybe they might have just become a fan of Inoue over the last year or two from the fights with Fulton and Tapales and just his rise last year. So you may not understand the significance historically of what Nery versus Inoue or Inoue versus Nery is in boxing, right? Now, I'm going to set the stage for you guys, right? I'm going to give you guys a little history lesson for those that know, you'll get refreshed. For those that don't know, you'll learn, all right? So many years ago, Japan had a champion named Shinsuke Yamanaka. Yamanaka was a great bantamweight champion, southpaw, had a big straight left hand that used to put guys out.
Wow.
Quiet as kept. And every time I mention Yamanaka, I will always say this. Everyone wants to know, BT, what was the fight that got you hooked on Japanese boxing? It was the second fight between Shinsuke Yamanaka and Anselmo Moreno for the lineal, was it bantamweight title. Yamanaka wanted to become the first bantamweight lineal champion in like 20 years when he beat Moreno. Just period.
Oh, wow.
Period. So he was a fantastic fighter. But I kind of wanted to set the stage for you guys. A lot of you guys may not know who the hell Shinsuke Yamanaka is. Well, this is him right here. Shinsuke Yamanaka. He's no longer boxing. He's been retired for some years now. He retired in 2018 after the second Nery fight.
Wow. And
you know, 27, 2-2, 19 knockouts, the former bantamweight champion of the world. Look. It was a whole slew of things that happened with the Nery fight.
Right.
First, he tested positive for Clenbuterol, like all the Mexican fighters were at that time. Then he failed to make weight. So even though he won the fight, he wasn't the WBC champion. So
a lot of bad luck.
Not bad luck, just being undisciplined, being unprofessional. Right. But Yamanaka was the truth, nothing but the truth. He was champion for like 6-7 years.
Oh wow!
A lot of people thought that he was going to break the Japanese record for the most title defenses, which is held by a fighter by the name of Yoko. I'm probably getting his name wrong, but this guy with an afro who's like a southpaw, Yoko Goshin or something like that.
Okay. No disrespect.
No disrespect to him, but you know, that's who Nery beat, right? And again, just setting the stage.
So at that time, this is the guy.
This is 2018. This is 2018.
This guy right here was the big name.
He was the man.
Inoue came up.
I mean, Inoue was a rising star at the time.
Yeah.
This was like the guy in Japan. At that time, he was number 7 or number 8 on the pound list.
Okay.
He was that guy. And like I said, he was the first, as the tweet says, he was the first Ring Magazine lineal bantamweight champion in 20 years when he beat and Samuel Moreno, and that was the fight that got me to fall in love with Japanese boxing and actually probably be more being more intentional covering, Inoue and Kenshiro and these kind of guys. So just fun fact there. But it got bad for him, right? Because even the WBC, and you know what's bad when the WBC banned Luis Nery for 6 months. Now, to be fair, that was like a bit of a slap on the wrist because technically they did ban Canelo at the time for 6 months around the same time period because of clenbuterol and whatnot. And there was a big lengthy investigation going on between not just the WBC and Nery, but the Japanese Boxing Commission, right? So Yamanaka lost to Nery, but in a sense, he really didn't lose to Nery because there was foul play involved. And one thing, if you know anything about Japanese culture, they're very big on respect. They're very big on honor and these kind of things. And in many ways, Luis Nery disgraced and dishonored the sport and dishonored the titles,
But at that time, he was making a bad name for himself.
Like, exactly, right? So then he got banned for life at that time by the Japanese Commission. This is the actual article from 2018. You see it.
Because he wasn't disciplined enough to make the fight or what he did?
Just all the foolishness. Look.
Wow.
We'll read it. We'll read it verbatim.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to everyone here. Make sure you smash that like button, super chat. I'll get to your comments in a second. But, this is what happened. So it says the Japanese Boxing Commission announced on March 9th that it is suspending Nery from fighting within its jurisdiction indefinitely. A reaction to the 23-year-old fighter's failure to make weight for the WBC mandated rematch against Shinsuke Yamanaka on March 1st in Tokyo. Nery brutally dispatched the 35-year-old veteran in 2 rounds. He was already on thin ice with the Japanese Boxing Commission and the Japanese public after it was revealed that he tested positive for a banned drug, Zipatriol, for his 4th round stoppage of Yamanaka in August in Kyoto. Nery of Tijuana won the WBC and Ring Magazine titles, but the Ring withdrew the championship recognition from the unbeaten southpaw given the circumstances of the victory.
Crap.
Nery and his team claimed his positive test was the result of food contamination, much like Canelo, which prompted the WBC to order an immediate rematch with Yamanaka, a ruling that many Japanese fans were actually against at the time. When Nery weighed in 5 pounds over the bantamweight limit, so that's 123. That's actually your super bantamweight.
Yeah.
For the rematch with Yamanaka, the Mexican fighter not only lost the WBC belt on the scales, he became public enemy number 1 in Japan. Nery shed 2 extra pounds, but still weighed in as a junior featherweight and carried a gross size advantage in the ring. So,
wow.
In my eyes and the eyes of many, truth be told, Nery's a good fighter. He's a very fun fighter to watch. He's a very dynamic fighter to watch. But Nery really legitimately defeated Shinsuke Yamanaka, right? But he pissed off a lot of the Japanese, and it's gotten so bad, right? Because when I thought about this fight, I thought that because the Japanese Boxing Commission had banned him for life, he was never going to fight in Japan. But it turns out they lifted the ban. Yeah. So what this means is the Japanese Boxing Commission and all parties involved, they feel confident in their guy in a way to beat the shit out of Nery.
To be fair to Nery, and I'm going to say for the last couple of fights, in my opinion, at the year and a half, he's actually became more of a disciplined fighter than what this trail of bullshit he was doing back then. Yeah. I see a better fighter, a better discipline, and a better opportunity. Yeah. So shout out to him.
Yeah. So look, I'm telling you, I was planning on going to Japan around that time anyway. So who knows, man? Who knows what the future holds for BT?
When's the fight that one?
They haven't announced an official date, but they're saying May.
Holy crap!
So
man, listen, what's going on in May?
If I could go in May, I mean May is gonna be
a
crazy. I don't know. They don't have an official date yet, man, so I don't know yet. I'm not gonna make no promises. Yeah. I was targeting like late June for Japan, but we'll see. We'll see what God has in store for your boy BT. But it's gonna be a big fight. I'm telling you right now. This is a real rivalry fight. And yeah, I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. Let me get to a couple comments before we go on to the next thing in regards to Nery. Inoue, shout out to everybody here. It's your boy BT, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. It's 4:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're in the afternoon. Yes,
Check
sir.
out all the videos, the super shorts.
Facts. Shout out to Christian Lewis. He's got Inoue by knockout. Yes, sir. We'll see, man. It's gonna be a really fun fight. Big Supreme says, "Yo, BT, what up, gang?" Brandon Figueroa is still knocked out in there. He did, and
yeah.
That's actually like, look,
that's his biggest name, I think.
I'll tell you right now, that was the fight that like really got me to become kind of a fan of Brandon Figueroa. I mean, other than, you know, the lovely Amaya Figueroa, the fight that got me to be a fan of him in the ring was the Nery fight, because I was upset with what happened to Yamanaka, because Yamanaka was a legit champion. He reigned for a long time. Yeah, and I feel like if you're gonna beat a guy like that, you should really beat him. And I just feel like he beat him, yeah, but it was foul play, a lot of foul play going on. So yeah, man. Hannes Rebo wants to know, do I see Casemiro or Mirja Aquindale next after Nery? I think he's definitely going to be fighting. If I had to make an educated guess, I would say he's probably going to fight MJ Aquindale in that crazy Saudi fight where they're saying they're going to give him like 69 million. That's the route I see him going. But I would honestly, I think this would be a good idea. You know, if good old Sam Goodman and Merjan can fight each other and, you know, kind of sort things out, because, you know, Goodman's the IBF mandatory, Merjan's the WBA mandatory, so they could do like a little consolidation bout.
And the winner could fight Inoue. But that's just me. That's just me. So as far as the fight, I want to kind of move on to the next part of Nery Inoue. Make sure you guys smash that like button. You know, listen, this is a real rivalry fight, guys. Like, we talk a lot. I've been very adamant, and I've said for a long time, I've said, you know, a lot of people hype up Puerto Rico versus Mexico and all these other rivalries in boxing. But for me personally, my favorite fights in boxing are when you get two elite, and it's normally in the lower weight classes, because these two countries tend to always have a presence in these weight classes. But Japan versus Mexico, to me, is like the best. It's like the best. And I will say,
and this is going to be a Mexico versus Japan war.
Yeah, and I'm going to say like this, quietly, Inoue within himself is going to bring that honor back to Japan. He's going to, even though, what's the guy's name? The fight him?
Paulus?
No, the Japanese guys.
Shinsuke Yamanaka.
Yeah, Yamanaka. What I'm getting at is that he's going to bring that honor back to Japan in a quiet way, and he's going to go out there for the kill. Then you got the Mexican guy that's had all the obstacles and everything to get a big fight with the big names in boxing right now in Inoue. If it's going to be back in Japan, like you said it was going to be, then that's going to be a great fight. And I think for Nery, he's going to be used to going to Japan, so he's not fearful of traveling and trying to make a statement.
Yeah, exactly. That experience definitely helped him. So, guys, this was the news yesterday. I'm going back to screen share. So, this is the news that broke yesterday. It was right here from your boy Mike Coppinger. Stated the following, and I quote: Naoya Inoue and Luis Nery have agreed to a deal for a May fight in Tokyo for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. Sources told ESPN. Nery is banned for life from fighting in Japan for missing weight and a doping violation, but it's expected to not be an issue. So they're gonna go ahead and lift that ban. And again, that's more so like a vote of confidence from the Japanese Boxing Commission. They feel some type of way about what was done last time he was in Japan against Yamanaka, and they feel like Inoue has graduated to such a high caliber fighter that he's gonna beat the brakes off of Nery. You know,
and you think Mr. Honda has something to do with this?
Mr. Honda,
didn't you say everything got to go through him first?
When it comes to boxing in Japan, whether directly or indirectly, Mr. Honda has something to do with everything in Japanese boxing.
So you sure he has something to do with it?
I'm very sure.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the official actual like report from ESPN. Listen, Nery's been an up and down fighter. We know Nery got stopped by Brandon Figueroa in the summer of 2021. But he had one of the most exciting fights I've ever seen in my life when he fought Aza Hovanishi in last February, and I thought he showed some promise in that fight, and I think Nery, right? You know, you look at the Mexican fighters of today, you look at like your guys like Canelo and Gaio Estrada and whatnot. He wants his name to be up there with the modern day great Mexican fighters. So he knows what he's up against. He knows that, like, Inoue is one of the best fighters in the sport, and that's hard enough on its own. But then when you add the fact that, you know, he's gonna have the whole country of Japan on his neck that whole fight week.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna get hectic for him.
Well, he truly deserves all that. I mean, he has to deal with the backlash or whatever the case may be. He brought that stain on himself.
Facts. So it is what it is. Now, a lot of people may just be coming to be familiar with who Luis Nery is. So the question is going to become, you know, how good really and truthfully is Luis Nery at this moment in time? And I wanted to touch on that because, you know, he's had a good amount of fights since the Yamanaka rematch. So we're going to go to his box record.
He's still young too, right?
This is Nery. He's 29 years old. He got 36 fights in the pro ranks. He's done his thing, right? Yeah. He's had how many fights since Yamanaka? He had what? The Yamanaka rematch was 2018. So was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's had, so this means the Inoue FIB is 11th fight since the Yamanaka rematch back in 2018. Let's check under the hood. Let's look at the resume a little bit, right? So he did defeat Mick Williams Arroyo's brother and former world title challenger McJoe Arroyo.
Right.
Stopped him in 4 rounds back in 2019. Then he stopped a guy me and you both know, Juan Carlos Payano in the 9th round, right? Yeah. Beat him. Then he beat a guy that fought one of my friends in boxing, Angelo Leo. He beat Aaron Alameda. He outboxed him and took his O. He gave Aaron Alameda his first loss. Then he stepped up to Brandon Figueroa and he got absolutely beat the hell up, crushed like a grape. Got stopped in the 7th round, and he's rebounded great since then. He's scored victories over undefeated Carlo Castro, the very tough, very durable, and very formidable David Carmona. Carmona got blistered in that fight. Wow. Got stopped in the 3rd round, and then he had probably one of the most exciting fights I've ever seen in my life against Azar Hovhannisyan, and then a little stay busy fight in Mexico. So he's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter. He's an elite fighter. He's a world-class fighter. I would even go as far as to say he is a creme de la creme fighter, and he is going to be, whether you like it or not, one of the better fighters Inoue has fought in his career. And I would definitely say, and I'll probably say this a couple more times on this live, he's definitely the most dynamic offensive fighter Inoue has boxed since Donaire.
Wow.
I don't think Tapales or Fulton had the kind of offensive artillery or offensive skills that Luis Nery brings to the table.
So what is it to you, like a 60-40 fight, 50-50,
it's
60-50
fight? It's a 60-40 fight. It's a 60-40 fight. I give Nery a bit of a chance, and I'll get into this later on, but I give him a chance because he has a quality that Fulton didn't have, and he has a quality that Marlon Tapales didn't have, and he definitely got a quality Paul Butler didn't have, which is the fact that volume. He throws a lot of punches. Now, his defense can get a bit leaky at times, but the volume punching, I think, is what makes this fight intriguing to see how Inoue deals with that, volume punching, southpaw, Mexican. And if you look at the rankings, right, if you just go look at the rankings, Nery has earned his position. He's number 1 in the WBC. Wow. He's number 2 in the WBO. So he's ranked. I mean, is he ranked in the IBF? He's not ranked in the IBF, and he's not ranked in the WBA. But he's ranked literally top 1 and 2 in 2 of the governing organizations. Yeah. So there really isn't much more higher Inoue can get, right? So it's in my opinion, whether it was in Japan, whether it was in the USA, it was gonna be a great way for Inoue to try to go ahead and make his first defense as an undisputed champion. Yeah. Because look, when he won the belts, he's never defended the titles as an undisputed champion because he won the belts against Paul Butler, immediately dropped them. Now he's undisputed champion again. So this is actually Inoue trying to do something he's never done in the sport and still carve more history for himself.
Right. I would rather see, to be honest, I would love to see Nery was Inoue out there with the Saudis and to have that freaking clown.
But you like to fight in Saudi Arabia?
That's a better fight than freaking the clown MJ.
Well, we're not. Listen, we're not going to talk too much about MJ today. Okay. But what I can say is, I'm hoping. What I can say from like an event standpoint, I hope they don't put this fight in the Tokyo Dome because there's been a lot of rumors about Inoue fighting his next fight in the Tokyo Dome. I really do think there's a specific fight they should save for the Tokyo Dome, and I made a video about it that's coming out I think tomorrow or the day after. Okay. I think Nery versus Inoue is not a Tokyo Dome fight. Keep that fight at the Ariake Arena. Oh wow. Keep that fight in Yokohama. Oh, because don't bring that fight to Tokyo Dome. I feel like the Tokyo Dome fight should be reserved for Naoya Inoue versus Junto Nakatani.
Oh man, you just hit it on the
because Junto's fighting for the belt at 118. So my if everything goes according to plan, right? Inoue beats Nery this year. Inoue probably fights like, I don't know, Sam Goodman or something like that towards the end of the year, or MJ. Let's say he does what he needs to do, right? Then you can get Junto to win the belt at 118, right? Maybe do a little unification fight against like Maloney or Manuel Rodriguez to end the year. Then he could drop the belts, right? He could drop the belts and move up to 122, the next weight class where Inoue's at, and they could fight for undisputed at the Tokyo Dome. Do you think that's a Tokyo Dome fight? Not this fight, not MJ, but
that'd be a great fight, but the reality is we know what didn't Nakatani have before a chance to, not against the Japanese, but another fight to move up, and he didn't want to go up. I feel my gut's telling me Nakatani will do the fight, but I don't think he's gonna come in there. I just don't feel like he's gonna be the right guy for that fight. Japanese wise, money wise, yes. But Nakatani
I'm just telling you,
I don't think he's gonna fight. He's gonna go.
Why is Nakatani a chicken? What do you do? He didn't duck nobody.
No,
Ioka actually ducked him. You know, Ioka ducked him.
Okay, that's one.
Ioka.
One of somebody that
he became Ioka's. So no, you're getting it mixed up.
Okay.
Nakatani became Kazuda Ioka's WBO mandatory.
Okay.
And Ioka dropped the belt.
Oh, so I had confused the whole.
You had it mixed up.
Wow. Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
But nonetheless,
yeah.
I got a bit off track there because I got excited talking about that potential fight down the road. But look, as far as Nery, right? He's had a lot of things going on in his career being not professional. You know, on True School Sports, we talk about being professional in everything in life, right?
Yeah.
He's had so many instances of being unprofessional in his career. It's hard to keep track of. I actually forgot about this.
Yeah.
So he was scheduled to fight Emmanuel Rodriguez on the undercard of I think it was Wilder Luis Ortiz, the rematch.
Yeah, right.
And he failed to make weight for that fight. So it's just been a constant not making weight.
Yeah.
Tested positive for banned substances.
Well, I think it's been more disciplined now. I think.
I mean, I hope so.
You only get so many opportunities.
I'd really hope so because he's going to need to be as disciplined as possible to even have a chance at beating the monster. That's just the truth. But let me get to some comments, man. I see we got some comments. We got my man. Okay, we got a super chat. You know, you guys know the drill.
Thank you guys.
When the super chats come out, I gotta shout out the unofficial sponsors. I gotta give credit to all the unofficial sponsors. So Jarrell, Big Bay Miller, tell the people who our sponsors are.
Vienna sausage, cinnamon buns, Wonder Bread, Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar.
There you go. Shout out to Christian Lewis. Shout out to the unofficial sponsors. He says content is always on point, champ. Look, man, I try to be professional as we can be. So good. Thank you, Christian. I appreciate your viewership and all your contributions over the years. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you a lot. Let me go to some more comments. Michael Manning says, love the numbers here. What a strong start for True School. Yeah, man. I think this is the best year I've ever had. Starting off at least.
Thank y'all for your support.
Thank y'all for being here. I'm not seeing much of Nery, but his punches look loopy. He's I don't know if loopy is the word I would use. I would say he's like he likes to, it's kind of like a gunslinger, so to speak. His punches are sharp, and he is a hard punch. Like if you look at the guys he's stopped in his career, it's not easy guys to knock out. He's a destructive puncher.
So you're saying his volume punching favors him over Inoue when they get into it? Is that what you're saying?
I just think that no, Nery has the volume to give Inoue problems in that fight. The only problem I think Nery's gonna have is that when he does up the punch out count, his defense do get leaky, real leaky. That's so Inoue's gonna have chances to counter punch with the straight right, the left hook to the body, the left hook to the head.
Yeah.
So
stamina's good though, right?
Yeah. My man Kawani, and shout out to him. I talk to him all the time on Instagram. He says, Inoue will leave Nery in a pool of blood because it's personal. Nery is slower than Tapales.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about that one. People keep saying that. I don't think he's slower than Tapales. I think first and foremost, I think he's a better combination puncher than Tapales. I think he's better at fighting in angles than Tapales. Tapales is just a straight line fighter. Nery actually has a little bit of angles with him. So even if he's not the fastest guy in the world, the fact that he throws a bit more from angles is gonna make up for the fact that maybe he's not the fastest guy. But yeah, he's gonna have to get past the timing of an Inoue and these kind of things.
Good point.
EK Trent says Figueroa versus Vargas is an in-house PBC fight. Well, hopefully they get speed it up and make it happen, because that's been a fight that we've been hearing about for months and months and months on end.
Nothing.
We still got a date, you know?
Well, I think Al Heyman's gonna wait for that, but until it gets set on a date for the prime thing or whatever.
Johnny Boy's Combat Talking News. Make sure you guys
What's up, Johnny?
Go and run it
Blessings.
up. Listen, he said it's not gonna. If you think there's gonna be an upset, and look, I gotta pay homage to Johnny since he's here, because I actually got Johnny.
Johnny.
If you think there's gonna be an upset, I asked what upset, and Johnny asked what upset.
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, Brazil? Oh, I smell an upset. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Video.
So he's being very frank with you. He doesn't think Inoue has a chance against Nery.
Yeah.
And he says salute to you. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him.
Hey, Johnny, you gotta message me for your size on your shirts.
Yeah. My man Hand History says, BT, in your opinion, what should Nery's game plan be to win? I'm gonna get to that later on in the live, but I just think he's gotta be able to tighten that defense up a little bit. And I think he's got to find a way to put Inoue on the back foot as much as possible. But with doing that, right, there's a lot of danger with that because with him being a southpaw, his liver's a bit more exposed.
Wow.
So I'm looking for Inoue in the actual like fight. Look for that left hook to the body to be one of the key punches in that fight. He's gonna try to sit him down with a left hook to the body.
Is that's Nery's weakness?
He
literally
got stopped with a liver shot against Brandon Figueroa. Brandon Figueroa out the southpaw stance, literally threw a left hand in there and just placed it right in the liver, and Nery.
I'll tell you what I do like about Inoue. When I know we're talking about Nery, but I like how Inoue. He's very patient. He'll sit there and fight the fight, keep going the fight, like you said, until he finds those holes or whatever. That's what he's gonna get you and knock you out. And if Nery gets tired to the later rounds and he doesn't do that volume and he puts his hands down, I think he's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Hannah Street Vault says, BT, I don't think Nakatani versus Inoue is realistic. He already ducked 115.
That's what I'm
Ioka had to fight Franco after the controversial decision.
That's what I was meant to say.
Well, listen, I don't know if I agree with you on the fact that he ducked 115. He became Ioka's mandatory, and then Ioka dropped the belt. He could have just dropped the WBA belt and fought Nakatani. He could have did the same thing, but just in reverse. Look, that Junto is big. Like I don't think y'all understand it. I don't know if y'all saw that picture. There's a picture of Junto and Terrence Crawford. I might pull it up just so y'all could understand. Like
seriously,
Junto. There's a picture of Junto Nakatani standing next to Terrence Crawford. And
I think
he didn't look much. I'm gonna pull it up.
You mean height wise?
I gotta bring it up. Like he's not as big, like
physical wise.
But there was this picture that I seen on Instagram.
Yeah,
Junto was standing right next to Crawford, and
forget about
it was kind of crazy. I'm gonna find it right now.
You think he's gonna if that?
I'm just saying, like I'm bringing it up because I think there's a big possibility Junto actually really might have struggled to make that weight. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, but do you think that he's asking to cause problems for Inoue, or just because of the names that it's gonna be a good fight?
I mean, I think Inoue is probably too experienced from now, but it will be. I'm just saying from an event standpoint.
Yeah,
there's no fight that deserves to be in the Tokyo Dome more than like a Junto versus Inoue fight. But nonetheless, look, this is Junto standing next to Terrence Crawford.
Jesus, yeah.
Now I know that obviously you can see Terrence has bigger, broader, wider shoulders, but you see the height.
Yeah.
He might even be a little taller.
And I would say, being that the fight would be in Japan, I think both definitely. I know he's going to be up for it, and definitely he's going to be up for it. So it's a win-win for Mr. Honda and the Japanese public.
Yeah. So that's what it is, man. But yeah, Nery's a top five. People are going to say what they want to say, but it is what it is. I think he's a top five. I think his resume shows that. Look, he's being knocked out. Had a good performance. The only guy that's really beat him is Brandon Figueroa, and Brandon Figueroa is a top fighter. Brandon Figueroa has been champion.
I'm just gonna say the best thing about for me that I see for Nery as he goes on or whatever is his discipline.
Yep.
I mean, if he didn't discipline himself and did what he had to do, he wouldn't even got this opportunity. He realized what he has to do to get it done. So, and he's better be very disciplined. Don't make no mistakes against a guy like the monster. How you say his last name?
Inoue.
Oh yeah, Naoya. Is how you pronounce his first name?
Naoya. Well, Naoya.
Just
say the monster, man. Just say we don't got time for these speech pronunciation gymnastics.
The monster.
But nonetheless,
yeah.
Look, a lot of people, most people are excited about the fight because Inoue is not wasting a lot of time. He has an idea of what he wants to do, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in the world, there are people that dislike certain fighters and or people of other cultures for whatever the case may be, right? So the question has arisen of why isn't Inoue fighting in the States versus Nery? Now, look, I asked myself that question, but then once I asked myself that question, I started really unpack why isn't the fight happening in the States? Money, man. It all comes back down to money, economics. Basic mathematics. Nothing personal, just strictly business. So look, I was on Twitter, right? And look, I'm not here to hate. I love everybody. I don't got time to beef with nobody, but I gotta highlight this. I'm not gonna say I'm calling him up. I gotta highlight this. All right. So shout out to Artman the Great. Artman Boxing. God bless him. Go to artmanapparel.com, get you a shirt, whatever. But look, he said on Twitter, as you can see on the screen, Inoue only fights in Japan. Y'all don't find that suspicious?
No.
Now, it is worth noting, like I've seen Artman's content before. I know Artman, I'm just calling a spade a spade. If the fighter's not black, Artman normally don't really think too highly of non-black fighters. That's just the truth. He's a good guy. He's cool, but I'm just telling you the truth. Now, look, what do you think, Pops? Do you think it's suspicious that Inoue is only fighting in Japan?
No, I don't think
which isn't even true because he's fought in the States, I believe, 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. So that to me, that right, what you just said, dampens what he's saying right there. The bottom line is you're fighting one of the most top level fighters in boxing in our generation right now, and what he's doing, it's incredible. So any fighter that goes to Japan, however you want to,
you're gonna get paid too.
You're gonna get pieced up. Simple as that.
Not any fighter. I don't know about any fighter.
Okay, well,
most fighters.
Most, but most. Not all, but most, as we have here. But what I'm getting at is Inoue is not an easy fight to fight, and I don't think you could say that's like, for me, you're putting blemish on a fight that you don't even you deflated that by saying, my brother just said Inoue has come to the US 3 times.
100%, right? So the best rebuttal to a question like this is simply this right here, which is the tweet was from my man Talkers. I like this guy because he likes a lot of the same fighters I like.
Yeah,
he likes Odebek Komatov. He likes
yeah.
Anyway, so he said he only fights in Japan. Why won't Inoue come to the USA? And he said on the left is where Luis Nery fought in his last fight in the US, and it didn't sell out. So let's put that on the screen for the people, the fine folks. So this is where look. This is where Nery fought Azat Hovhannisyan. Great fight, but
serious
in a very small venue.
Yeah.
I think they wound up fighting. I think it was the Velasco Theater or something like that. So look. I mean, we know in South Florida that looks very similar to like a smaller version of the Broward Center for Performing Arts.
Yeah.
Something smaller than that.
Way
smaller than that, right?
Yeah.
So that's where he fought, and they didn't sell it out despite how great the fight was, right? So then on the right here,
57,000 words.
this is where Inoue fought Paul Butler in a legitimate, not a huge arena, not the biggest arena in the world, but still a legitimate arena, big arena. He fought Paul Butler there, and they sold it out, and he did a 7 to 8 figure gate. So it's not a matter of, oh, it's suspicious and he's on steroids and this, that, and the third. It's just basic mathematics, basic economics, you know? And if y'all really want to get into the economics, right? If y'all really want to start counting money and counting change, I got to bring this out again. I just did a video about this. I just dropped it yesterday.
Yeah.
If you didn't check it out, go check it out. The Saudis, it was confirmed by Naoya Inoue's esteemed promoter, Hideki Ohashi, that the Saudis are willing to put up 10 billion yen. Now, well, most of us here on the chat, I'm sure, are mostly Americans, so we don't know. I know a little bit about yen because I was in Japan, but like I still don't know. I didn't know what 10 billion yen was off top, but I just knew it was a lot of money, right? So then I had to go to the fine folks at Google, right? And 10 billion yen translates to that.
Holy crap.
Just north of $69.2 million, or $69.2 million. So this is the kind of money that Inoue has, the boxing's big power brokers willing to put up for big fights. So it's not a matter of, is he afraid of fighting the States? He's done it already. The reality is, and for those of you who watched the Rick Glazer interviews, I asked Rick, I said, hey man, why hasn't Top Rank tried to maybe bring Inoue to LA? There's a big Asian American community and the Asian community in LA. Why has there been no investment from Top Rank to put marketing dollars behind Inoue to fight in LA? And Rick said that it's a big financial risk for Top Rank, and they haven't done it, right? So if Top Rank, who promotes him in America and is footing the bill, putting his fights on TV here in the States, if they're not willing to put that proper investment towards getting him to fight in the big Asian markets like LA or New York or even like a San Francisco, okay, if they're not willing to do that for him, then you got to go where the money's at. What's the old saying? Money talks.
Yeah, money talk is show me the money.
So exactly, so he's going where the money's at, and the money is in Japan. The money's in Saudi, and that's why he's fighting there. So it's not a matter of, oh, he's cheating or he's this and he's that.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going where the money is. That's 69 million.
And the bottom, you're gonna have to right now. The Saudis are doing a lot, bring people over. They have money to piss, do whatever they want with it. God bless them, and so they're bringing the fights out. Why wouldn't you take as a life generational wealth, what it's called, generation money for your rest of your life? And Noah deserves that. If you can get it from another promo, just so be it.
And that's what I'm saying too. Like, where is it? Someone said it. The lower weight class. So look, the same people, right? Because again, it's no hate. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Like people like Art, man, that only like Devin Haney and hate everything that's below featherweight, pretty much. Like the same people that are saying he never fights in the States are the same one that says that Inoue's not fighting anybody and he needs to fight someone good and he needs to move to 135 and fight. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you're always gonna get that. But you can get food in a gold platter or somebody or gold made. And people are still going to find that it's silver, bronze, or some kind of crap behind it.
Yeah, so it is what it is. Johnny says, when was the last time Tank Charlo, Spence, and Art. Yeah, when was the last time Tank? When was the last time Tank, Charlo, and Spence left America?
Oh, Johnny, crazy.
Between the three of those four fighters, the three fighters you named, the last Tank fought. What was it? Ryan Walsh. That was in the UK. That was like 2017. So
yeah,
it's like seven years ago.
Yeah, Johnny tell it like it is.
Facts.
I love Johnny.
No, he'll make it. I think he'll make it competitive. He's got good volume, good power. It's just I think his defense is going to let him down in the end, and it's just going to be a tough ask for. It's a tough ask for anybody, but it's definitely going to be a tough ask for him. And I think with the backstory with the Yamanaka fight and all those things, that's where there's going to be big problems for him. Bro, the endorsement in Japan is $10 million. I talked to some MMA fighters. Yeah, well, look, you know what? You brought it up. Hold on. You brought it up, so I want to actually show you guys because, I've been very blessed over the last year or so.
Some stuff, yeah.
A lot of my, a lot of the Japanese,
yeah,
go ahead. A lot of the Japanese, they've been sending me these Inoue magazines, so I'm going to show you guys how big this man is.
Inoue?
Yeah, Inoue.
Everywhere.
He's got like big corporate sponsors. I gotta get the actual.
So you gotta have the fights over there where he's actually the big name for Japan and actually promoting those fights for sure. So
if we want, the thing is, if they
money talks, and that's the bottom line.
If they want Inoue in America, then Bob Arum, Top Rank, and the fine folks there gotta put the marketing dollars behind them.
Yeah, and that's what and like Brandon said, if Top Rank would have done the fights.
Look, I'm gonna show you all this now. I don't read Japanese. I mean, I can't read Japanese, right? I don't know a lick about what the hell it says. So maybe one of my Japanese viewers could tell me if there's anybody here who can read Japanese. But look, this is literally from a magazine that one of the Japanese viewers sent me. So this is an ad. This is Inoue in an ad for a company called, I don't know if y'all can see, Workport. Hold on, let me take out the screen. Where is it? Take out the screen. So look, this is literally an ad for a thing called Workport, and I think it's like, what's work?
It's a big thing.
I want to Google it up. What's Workport? I don't know what Workport is.
Yeah.
Workport, Japan. Workport. Oh, it's like a place to look. It looks like it's a place to get jobs or something.
Yeah, like an agency.
Like an agency of some sort. Yep. I don't know.
Anyway, an agency.
It's called Workport, right? And he's got when I went to Japan and I walked around this gym, like the Ohashi gym in Yokohama, there was ads plastered like this all over the outside of the gym.
Yeah.
So he's got like in all the Japanese boxing magazines I got, he's got like all kinds of ads, corporate sponsors. So like the way here in the States that like I don't know, like LeBron James or like I don't know, Cindy Crosby or just big time athletes in the States. Shohei Ohtani, he's got endorsement deals like that. So that's why the fights are in Japan. If there was that kind of money here in the States,
pouring on him, he'd be here.
I mean, look, I've been screaming from the mountaintops. I think Top Rank, Bob Arum, they have a unique opportunity to bring Inoue. I think they should bring him to LA against a big name fighter. Put him at, and don't do no small venue. Don't do what you did here in South Florida, where you said, "Yeah, we're fighting in Miami," and then the fight's in Pembroke Pines, an hour and a half away from Miami. Okay, in a small venue. No, don't do that bullshit. Like I think if they're gonna bring him to the States, they need to do it properly. I'm talking go big, Dodger Stadium. All right, I want Dodger Stadium. I want Shohei Ohtani ringside.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
I want the other dude that just sounded Yamamoto.
Yeah.
All them guys ringside. You got a unique opportunity if you don't want to be a lazy promoter, but that's just
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I mean, well, Top Rank to me hasn't really promoted a lot of fights more than they don't do enough for me as promotion. And you, like you say, he's probably the face of Japan right now, Inoue or Ohtani and so forth and so forth. So you're gonna go there. You committed to those contracts. You got to show the only place he's gonna go. The only place he's gonna go where he's gonna take his Japanese culture and advertise is gonna be where the money's at. Saudi Arabia.
Facts. The Japanese tend to not engage Western media. And yes, I'm not. I wouldn't say the Japanese. I don't want to generalize, but I know with Inoue, it's very difficult to pin him down for interview. I know that from experience. I know that from even though he got an interview recently. I know from talking to my good buddy at Fight Hype, Sean Zattel. I know even from talking to him, even though he got one recently, it's still hard to pin him down. So I trust me, I know. But in general, when I went to Japan, like May, and I was going to gyms, I had a great experience. Whether it was a Kenshiro or Tanaka or any other gyms I went to, I had a good experience. So Yeah, I think it's honestly more so an Inoue thing than it is a Japanese thing. But that's my
Personal
view.
opinion.
That's my personal opinion. My man right here says Top Rank is doing a terrible job of promoting Inoue in the States. They're basically doing, like, my thing is, look, you don't even go, okay, the Dodger Stadium thing, I'm an ambitious guy. I think big. I like to do everything big, right? But you don't even got to do that, right? At minimum, what I need to see before the Nery fight is I need to see Naoya Inoue at Dodger Stadium throwing the first pitch. I need to see you get 10 minutes on camera of him talking to Shohei Ohtani in Japanese, translated to English.
Oh, wow.
All right. Put it on your YouTube channel. Then get all the baseball fans. Because, listen, y'all, most people probably don't know this, but baseball in Japan is about 20 times bigger than boxing. 20 times bigger than boxing. Wow. Baseball is the biggest sport in Japan. Like, when I went to, I'll never forget when I went to I stayed in the Airbnb, little like hostel type thing. Mm-hmm. And around the corner, there was a newsstand. So I used to go to this newsstand like every other day, right, just to go look at stuff. And I remember in the sports section, they literally had like there's two boxing magazines in Japan. They have like Boxing Beat, which is very popular, and I have a couple of those. Mm-hmm. And then they had another one which is like in Japanese. I don't know what it's called, but it's like something that one right there. Mm-hmm. It's like in Japanese, right? Yeah. So the reason I'm bringing it up is because I saw maybe 2 or 3 box publications for baseball. I literally saw like 15 to 20 magazines, like 15 to 20. Yeah. Like they had like yearbooks for like the Japanese league, like like the teams. They even had like in Japanese like the MLB. Yeah. Like baseball is big. So my thing is, the reason I'm bringing it up is because if Top Rank just does something as small as bring Inoue to Dodger Stadium to throw out the first pitch, which is very easy to set up. Okay. Yeah. You get him to talk to Ohtani on camera for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, you transcribe it to English. You will get some of the fans from baseball to become fans of him and check him out and watch his fight. Yeah. And then boom, he's a bigger star, which only benefits Aram. It only benefits Top Rank. But sometimes they get
promoter.
I should be. They need to hire me.
Promoter, manager.
They need to hire me.
What else, brother? You name it.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's just me. But we'll see. He says they put no promotional media report to Paul or full fight. What's crazy is I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to be cocky here.
We're not talking about Top Rank.
I'm not trying to be cocky here. I promoted the Inoue Fulton fight better than Top Rank on the channel. They didn't even put a Inoue Fulton video on their channel to about roughly, because I remember it was like 10 days before the fight. They put a little, like, I think it was like 7-minute series. Yeah. So
I'll say it like this. I think the fight that really got me on that with Top Rank is when Josh Taylor didn't get promoted.
Yeah.
That really pissed me off. Like, how are you going to be? I mean, you hire all these guys that got a 40-year degrees and they don't have a promotion together? Come on.
Yeah.
You want money? You want to get the honey? You got to go ahead and promote the fighters that are going to bring you the money or dictate to the culture. Mexico, take the Mexican with Canelo, with Nery, and all that. It doesn't matter who they are. Mexican.
They're saying Top Rank got to hire me. Yeah, man. Listen, not just Top Rank. I think a lot of people, I think I would be an asset to a lot of promotional companies.
Everything.
Because, we think outside the box here on True School Sports a lot with a lot of things. So
and think I think Timur, he think big.
Think big. Dream big, do bigger.
Yeah.
And it's like even recently, like before I get into the last point, they just dropped, I think it was yesterday, a video about Better BF Smith, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But like Michael Manning, he's telling you he's a straight shooter. He's telling you they should have made that longer. Like even Better BF. Like, a lot of the guys I feel like not being promoted.
A lot of money being wasted.
The way they should.
They're not making the money.
And I know if Hyro gets in here, Hyro will say, yeah, but if they were a PBC.
Oh Lord, don't get him going, please. Yeah,
if he sees
it,
he
might showed up, but he might stop from work and come on here real quick.
Yeah, but the last thing I want to get to, right? The last thing I want to get to, and then we'll kind of just freestyle it for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Is I wanted to do my detailed breakdown of Inoue versus Nery, because there's a lot to talk about stylistically speaking. Just so you guys know, there you go. Yeah. Nery tweeted. Nery's tweeting himself that the fight's gonna happen.
Yep.
That the fight's official. Mexico versus Japan.
Yep.
He's looking to do big things in his career. Inoue didn't tweet that the fight's official, but 4 days ago on his Instagram, he posted this picture of a bunch of trees in the sky.
Yeah.
And he said, "Road work starts today. I will try to support Mr. Takuma and Mr. Hiroki." So I'm not sure who those guys are, but he's doing his road work. He's already getting back into the
His
swing
mind,
of training. You know, he just fought to Paulus on the 26th of December.
Yeah.
He's already getting back into the swing of training. So he's already training.
Focus.
Nery's saying it's going to be official. So we're going to have a fight, ladies and gentlemen. And as far as the fight itself, you know, stylistically speaking, I think it's a really interesting fight because on the Nery side, like I said earlier in the live, he's definitely the most offensively dynamic fighter Inoue has boxed since Donaire.
Wow.
I think he has the volume to maybe make
That's saying
Inoue a little more uncomfortable. I think he's got a lot of experience. Like, he's not going to be intimidated going to Japan like many fighters are, because he's been there already 2 times.
Right.
So he understands kind of more or less what he's getting himself into.
And he also fought the guy we talked about in the beginning, is the champion that
Figueroa,
I think the Japanese
Yamanaka.
guy. Yeah, Yamanaka. He fought him twice, and that was a big name at that time. So he's used to that big name. So that Inoue thing and all that fearless thing, I don't think it.
I don't think it's going to trouble him, right?
Yeah.
So as far as, you know, him being scared of the moment, right?
Yeah.
From the Inoue side of things, one thing I think he has working to his advantage is the fact that Nery has already shown one massive chink in the armor. When he fought Brandon Figueroa dropped him with a liver shot. And the thing about it is, for those that know, for those that don't know, when you're an orthodox fighter, your liver is going to be on the backside. When you're a southpaw fighter, your liver is actually in the front.
Tell him, BT. Tell him.
So when your liver's in the fact that Nery's liver is going to be exposed, I really do think that
that's what he's going to go for.
A key punch in the fight for Inoue is going to be the left hook to the liver. He's going to look to shut down that liver.
What do you think? I know it. I mean, I'm talking about Nery's mind frame. They're going into the fight and knowing that because Nery likes to come forward, likes to put the volume punch up. Wouldn't they try to change the game plan a little bit to stay more of a distance? And
look,
Inoue come
his game plan is going to include something that has to do with volume punching. And I'm telling you right now, if he gets close enough to Inoue where he's going to volume punch, Inoue is going to look to shoot that straight left hook down to the body to where the liver is going to be at. Mm-hmm. The key, what Nery has to figure out, I actually took some notes on my phone, so I actually want to run through my notes on my phone.
Because I'm looking at it like, okay, if you know you're going to expose that liver right side, right, and you know you're fighting not just any level fighter, you're fighting Inoue, one of the top fighters in the division right now, in the boxing world, fighting in there, and you're coming forward with that Mexican style coming in and allowing, like you say, if he drops his hands down or as the fight goes on and allows himself, Inoue's going to exploit that. Don't you think that the team should be aware of that?
I mean, I'm sure they are.
Was it too late to change
it? If Nery's going to win that fight, he's going to have to find some sort of way. And it's hard because everyone says they're going to do this.
It never happens.
It never happens, which is he has to find a way to get close to Inoue with those volume punches, and he's got to smother his punches, but he has to find a way while he's smothering his punches to not let Inoue get off that left hook to the body.
Holy crap.
So that's going to be a really, really big challenge, right? Because Inoue, and he showed it in the Tapalas fight, he's got a great way of setting things up with different types of jabs.
If he throws with his right,
because look, if look.
I know. I'm just trying to picture,
if you're a southpaw, when he throws a jab, right? If he throws a jab,
right here,
if you throw a jab and Inoue just slips the jab, the whole liver is exposed.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to find a way to smother him and get his volume punches off and make those quick exits, angle off if he can, right?
Well, that's what you said. That's what you said in the beginning of the lab, that his angles are gonna help him a lot more than the other fighters.
The angles, I think, the fact that he's a volume puncher with power who does fight more in angles. That will make it a tougher fight on Inoue than, let's say, a Tapalas.
Right.
Because Tapalas is literally
no disrespect to Tapalas.
Straight line and doesn't throw enough volume to really trouble Inoue. What's going to be working for Inoue in this fight is, I think, not just the Tapalas fight, but also his fight back a couple years ago against Michael Dasmarinas. Mm-hmm. He's got good southpaw experience under the lights against guys like Dasmarinas, guys who can punch. They're not exactly the same type of southpaws as a Nery, but they're still high-level southpaws, heavy-handed, can punch. So those things are going to bode well for the monster, I think. And then one thing I noticed, because I did go back and I did rewatch a little bit of the Azat Hovanesian fight before we went live, was the one punch Hovanesian had a lot of success with in that fight was the left hook to the head.
Isn't that what Inoue got?
It was a left hook. Yeah, it was a left hook to the head.
But isn't that Inoue's one of the strongest punches?
Yes. So I think, oh my God, people are mentioning in the chat body jabs. I think, it may start off a bit cagey. You may see Inoue jab to the body, but that's all going to be to open up the kill shot to the head and the kill shot to the body. But again, at the same time, I think Nery does have the volume to give Inoue some fits. And I would personally, as a neutral, right? As a neutral, because I'm not being biased. As a neutral, I would like to see Nery make it the kind of fight where for 3 to 4 rounds at least, Inoue has to fight on his back foot more than he's accustomed to. Because he's not the handful of guys that actually do kind of put him on the back foot a little bit.
Yeah, but
they have success.
I will say one thing. I don't know. I know Tapales lost the fight, and this is we're talking about Nery. But I will say in the Tapales fight, I see more Inoue, more like the thinking, how to figure him out as a fight was still going on throughout the fight. Yep. Like it didn't happen to like the last round, whatever round it was, like when he took out Kevin. Do you think that Nery can make him do the same thing, get him confused, get him not confused, but trying to figure? Because when I was watching that fight, I don't know if you guys seen that. To me, Inoue was like was very frustrated and really trying to figure him out. Inoue got to fight.
Wants to know how mobile is Nery. He can be mobile, but I think he's most successful when his feet are planted. So again, I would if their boxing IQ is anywhere where I think it is, I think they're gonna make a bit of an adjustment this fight. The Nery that fought Hovanesian, that same exact style cannot show. I don't think it can show up for a long pockets of this fight. He's gonna have to make some adjustments in this fight, tweak some things, and still find a way to land that volume and smother in a way, which is, I'm telling you, that's hard. Like it sounds easy. Yeah. It sounds very easy. It's literally one of the hardest things to do in boxing right now.
I would more glad to agree with what you said before, where and Nery's going to go in the volume point, come in and stay out of that. I don't think he should stay in there and come forward and set himself up. I think it's going to favor more Inoue if he does that. I think he's got to stay his distance, use his angles, and take his shots precisely how he's got to go. If he stays in there with Inoue going to catch him here if he falls asleep, or he's going to catch him like that.
P.S. Ponce says Takuma is Naoya's younger brother, and Hiroki is their cousin. Both of them are boxers. I know Takuma is his brother. I don't remember it. I don't think it said Takuma. When I translated, it didn't say Takuma. But I didn't know about Hiroki, so thank you for putting me on the game with that. I know Takuma is supposed to be fighting. Wasn't he supposed to fight like German and Kaz for the belt? I think that was the fight that was supposed to happen. We'll see. Takuma, just to touch a little bit on him for like a minute or two. Takuma is gonna have some serious heat coming his way because you got Antonio Vargas fighting Jonathan Rodriguez in an eliminator. Wow. I think Jonathan Rodriguez is good enough to win that fight. He may have to fight him next. That'll be a hard fight for him. I'm hoping, God willing, fingers are crossed. You know, they let Lawrence Noon get a little more active this year, and he can move up the rankings, and hopefully he can challenge. I think he can beat Takuma. Honestly, I think he got a good chance. But Takuma's a good fighter, and best of luck to him in his upcoming fight. But the representative says Nery is a drug cheat who missed weight and was stopped by Figueroa. This fight doesn't raise Inoue stock at all. He needs to be at 126 by the end of the year. And I agree with you from the sense of like, actually, no, I don't agree with you. Nery is one of the best fighters Inoue's ever fought. I don't think he's better than Donaire. I don't even think personally, maybe you could say he is because he's knocked out some really good fighters. So Fulton is debatable. I personally would probably lean towards Fulton, but that's just me. I'm a little biased. I like Fulton. I'm a little biased towards him. But he's one of the better fighters he's fought in his career. As far as you saying it's not going to raise his stock, it's going to raise his stock exponentially outside the ring because he's going to stay active. He's going to be able to fill into the weight class. This is a big fight in Japan because of the storyline, right? I don't know. It's a Mexican. I don't know what venue they're going to have it in. But I'm telling you right now, if they make this fight for the Tokyo Dome, which I'd rather them not, but if they do,
look a small venue.
If the Tokyo Dome,
well, huge.
It's where the Giants play. The Yomiuri Giants, the baseball stadium.
You don't think it's
I don't think this is a Tokyo Dome fight personally, but I think they should reserve that for something more special.
Yeah, like a
than Nery.
Okay,
but what I'm saying is, if he does fight in the Tokyo Dome, that is going to raise his stock.
Yeah,
he's going to be even bigger in Japan if he fights in the Tokyo Dome because Tokyo Dome it don't get much more historic than that. I mean, Mike Tyson, the last boxer I think that fought at the Tokyo Dome was Mike Tyson.
Seriously?
Yeah, Mike Tyson. What does that tell you?
Yeah, hello.
You know, but look, for me, as far as competitive wise, I'm dying to see Inoue go to featherweight. So I'm going to be enjoying this fight, but waiting patiently.
But I'm also going to agree with what the representative said. I'm going to agree with what he says. Once you make a stain for yourself and you drug cheat and this and that, yes, you make some changes. That's always going to follow you no matter what. It's always going to go into question no matter what. So I get what the representative say, but I'm also agreeing with what you're saying.
So we'll see how it goes, man. Should be a lot of fun, but. I pretty much ran through what I wanted to run through with the whole Inoue Nery thing. I'm gonna stand for like 10 to 15 more minutes and then we'll get up on out of here. But y'all got any comments? I know we got my man Lance Meyer in the building. Shout out to Lance.
Lance Myers.
Said, let's go.
Yeah.
What's good with it, Lance? Good to
Miami, boy. You don't know.
Good to see you.
Thank you all for being here.
Let me see. What did I miss? Isn't Tank in a low weight class? I mean, he is, but like in the USA, 135 is a glamour division. Remember, 135 is one of the original 8 weight classes. The 135s where guys like Pernell Whitaker and Roberto Duran have fought. So even though it technically is a lower weight class, when I say lower weight class, I'm talking about the weight class where people generally say, oh, well, those guys are kids fighting, and I weigh that much when I was like 108, 112, 115. Them weight classes. That's what I mean. Takuma versus German Nakajas. Who you got? I don't have an official prediction on that right now. I have to go watch more German Nakajas at 118. But I'll tell you this: I think
Khan's a beast, Brandon. I like him a lot.
Huh?
I like Khan's more than I like Takuma's. Is Inoue's brother. I get it, and all this and that. And he's got the belt and everything. But Khan's is a very respectful Philippine fighter. That'd be a good fight.
He was champion for like what? Years.
Yeah,
years.
Did he get stripped or he lost it?
No, he lost. Who did he lost? To, your boy Puma.
Okay,
that's your boy Fernando Martinez. So now he moved up to the next weight class.
About him either. That's my
he was champion. He was the IBF super flyweight champion for years.
Yeah,
couldn't get the big fights or whatever.
He moved up.
So he's at 118 now. He lost to Martinez at tried to win the fight in the rematch, lost the rematch too, and now he's at 118 trying to fight Takuma. Listen, Takuma, I think it'll be an interesting year for him because he really and truthfully gets so overlooked. Like people are like, yeah, you know, he's champion, but he still ain't shit. Like he still ain't that good. Like
the problem.
It's kind of like Manny Pacquiao and Bobby Pacquiao, or Nonito Donaire and Glenn Donaire.
Right, you compare him to his brother, who's accomplished more than enough in Japan boxing. That's very difficult to fill. You just got.
Takuma's a good fighter.
You just gotta appreciate him for how he fights and what he does. I don't think you should be able to compare.
Nah. What's funny is people always say like, because I remember when Fulton fought Inoue, they said Fulton said if you take away Inoue's power, would he be champion? And truthfully, if you took Inoue's power, he would just beat Takuma. And Takuma still became a champion.
Yeah, just boxing.
Yeah, you know, and he's not a big puncher, so you already have your answers to that question.
Yeah,
but
to
answer your question, I don't have an official prediction yet. When is the date for that fight? Because I have to go watch film. You know, Takuma will try to go undisputed. Yeah, listen, I personally. Let me see. Right now at 118, the champions are you got Santiago who's fighting Nakatani, you got Emmanuel Rodriguez, and you got Maloney. Truth be told, I think there's a great argument to be made that Takuma might be the weakest link at 118.
Even with the belt?
Even with the I'm talking about of the champions.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. If he's not the weak link of the division, he's the second to link. Like he's second. Because I would say, let me see. You got me. I would say you have to say. Probably say Manny Rodriguez is the number one, probably at the champions.
Are you serious?
Not by a lot though. Not by a lot. Manny would probably won. I'd probably stick Maloney in that too, and then like Takuma and Santiago they could argue.
I Maloney. I mean, even though
that's what I think.
Rodriguez was in the whatever World Boxing Series, whatever, all that shit. He's
2-time IBF champion.
I don't care. I like Maloney.
He has a win over Maloney.
Huh?
Manny Rodriguez has a win over Maloney.
Does he?
Yeah.
Which one?
The one that's champion in the division.
That's gonna have the fight that's coming up.
That's fight. Yeah. That's fight on Saturday. Yeah.
He said, but
put some respect.
Always hitting the Puerto Rican fight.
Always hitting the Puerto Ricans. You talk all that Puerto Rican stuff, man. You don't want to support Manny Jr. But look, I'm not saying the gap ain't that wide. Like there's still a lot
between the three.
Yeah.
Two.
Truth be told, I mean, I'm more excited about the guys in the division that don't have belts, like the guys that are contenders.
Still hungry?
Yeah, like Jonathan Rodriguez, who's fighting Antonio Vargas in that eliminator.
Oh man, that guy, man, I like him. But
he blasted Calio Fire.
I like him.
Put him in retirement in one round.
Yeah.
Him, you know, Lawrence Newton from South Florida. I mean, these guys aren't as known as the champions, but they can really fight. They just need that opportunity to show that they can fight against those guys. And I'm really excited about them. And there's other guys. Tell me, let me pull it up, man. I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, Brendan always says, he even talking in this live, you gotta have a good promotional. The video about Mercado.
A lot of
I'm gonna watch him next, Mercado.
Oh, he's good.
But I want to, like Brendan said, you could be a great fighter, you can do everything, you could be a killer, but if you don't have the right promotion behind you, a manager, you're done.
It's like, look, just to give you guys
Barrios, look how he is. I don't think
Barrios isn't no great fitter, but he got Bob Santos
he got
and good people behind him. But look. Like I'm telling you, 118, there's not really a gap, a massive gap between the number 1 and number 4 guy.
Wow.
Between Rodriguez, Maloney, Takuma, and Barrios, I don't
talking about skills, right?
Talking about skills and how good I think they are.
Right.
There's not a big gap. But then the guys that don't have belts, I think those guys, once they get belts,
the opportunity
would actually have a better chance to be the guy in the weight class than any of the guys that actually have belts right now. So like, just I'll highlight a couple, right? Seiya Tsutsumi, we just watched him fight against Kazuki Anaguchi. Good fight. Him, I think he's got a chance. Jonathan Rodriguez showed us a lot in that last fight.
I like Jonathan.
We got him. I just learned about this dude because I was watching the Robert Garcia podcast. Arturo Cardenas from Mexico.
Yeah,
I was watching him yesterday because I got to do a prospect review video about him soon.
Wow.
Really good, compact, aggressive, counterpunching Mexican. Top fighter. You got Rong Basai, who I don't know if he's gonna ever fight anybody ever again, but he's hanging around lying in the weeds. You got him. Yoshi Takai, he just fought in Inoue. A lot of Japanese fighters.
How about Yatapong Tangding?
Who?
Yapatong.
I don't know who this is.
Okay,
I don't know everybody. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But you got him. I guess he's not in the rankings no more. Lawrence New's not in he was in the rankings, but now he's not
active.
Rankings,
once he gets active,
once he gets active, I'm sure Lawrence New will get.
I want him to get a big shot. That's what I really.
That's really what I like. That's really. Truth be told, if you want to know my favorite 118 pounder is, that's a favorite 118 pounder.
And a lot of people say that about him, and then they'll say that's just the biased South Florida guy. So whatever, we just have to sit and wait.
Let me see. Hand History Vault said he's holding me to a higher standard. He says, BT, I expect more minimum weight videos and live streams this year. Don't disappoint me. I got you, man.
That's listen, right. You've been grinding.
This year.
This guy, I'm sitting here and after my medication, I lay down, whatever. I'm always tired. This guy, 24. When I tell you this, he's even got the time he takes his break to eat, the time he might have to make one call, and whatever he does after that is back to the computer. His whole mindset this year is to grind. Guys, get ready. Y'all gonna get some real good boxing food here from True School Sports.
Facts and really,
thank you all for your support.
Really and truly, the year hasn't even started yet because we still got. To me, in my mind, the year doesn't start until I go to Plant City to watch Angelo fight. When I go to watch Angelo fight, that's officially in my mind when the year starts. When I start going to different cities and fights.
We're talking about better videos. So I ask questions.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, wait, look, I just had my man Jamie from Punch Perfect Boxing. He actually knows more about the middleweight division than me. I know a little bit, but he really he knows for real that division, to a T. He knows why fights don't happen, do happen.
That's not food for thought.
More than me. So I had him on here recently. Yeah. He gave a great breakdown of the current landscape at 105, with the Shijoka brothers and Oscar Collazo. Because right now at 105, that's really the best you can get as far as big fights.
Wow.
But yeah. I promise you, I will not let you down. I will
put that on your notes.
I will not let you down on that one.
I'll put that on your notes.
And then what's funny is, I
if you all got any other prospects out there that BT hasn't learned about it, shoot them in their lives sometime.
I haven't really. I've gotten pretty lax on women's boxing coverage.
Yeah,
like there's literally been no women. No, I'm serious. For like 2 or 3 months. There's been no women's boxing coverage to speak of. So I might have to get that going soon.
Little by little,
I know Michaela Mayer is fighting Natasha Jonas soon, so I might. Yeah. Once I get some time to talk about that.
But right now, you got to think like this. I don't know how you do it. God bless you.
Yeah, but the breakdown with Akeem Haynes says, much love, respect for your work, my brother. Just saying, what's up, Kiko? Listen, I've had a chance. I've watched a couple of your videos in the past, like your breakdown videos. He knows his boxing. Akeem Hayes knows his boxing.
That channel?
You got a channel, yeah. The breakdown with Akeem Hayes. He does little breakdowns.
I'm gonna check him up then.
Yeah. It's crazy because on YouTube, right? The channels that
follow.
The channels that I really enjoy more are not the big channels, but the upcoming.
Listen,
channels.
When I see BT, because he knows a lot of this, he sometimes says, "Pops, I want to show you this channel." And when I go there, no disrespect to anybody, because they start out low. Whatever. I'm like,
I started out low.
I'm like, who the fuck's this guy? But so he actually tends to listen. It's more or less like prospects. I just no disrespect to the guys that get YouTube videos, but just like the prospects, there's not much about them. He likes to go to those channels to learn more because they're really honest about. Yeah, they're much honest about. They're not trying to be biased about this, biased about that. So. Food for thought. You gotta respect everybody when they talk and just be open-minded. So
I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate
thank you.
Make sure y'all go
breakdown. I'm gonna check them out.
Go give
I'll give him a follow.
Go give a follow and a nice subscribe to Akeem Hayes. I will. Look, for me, I'm not really into these channels that are agenda driven or just dick ride a certain fighter.
Or weight classes.
Anybody who's just giving me the real boxing talk with no like just level headed, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna listen to him. So he's one of the. I haven't watched one of his videos in a long time. Probably in months, but when I have watched them, I've enjoyed it. So
thank you.
Yeah, man. What else we got? Yeah, man. Been grinding like a madman, and it's gonna keep. What's funny is whenever this live ends from now till when the Panthers play at 8. So that's gonna be my next break. But from whenever this live ends to the Panthers game, I got 13 prospect review videos to run through. So
yeah,
it just never ends.
Never ends.
But then after
I can't do all that stuff.
So you know,
yeah,
we appreciate you guys. But any more questions? We'll go for like. Because we reached our 1 hour.
Yeah. We got a schedule.
Five more minutes. Five more minutes. Get your questions in.
CEO True School Sports on it.
Five more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and we'll put the ball on this one, and then we'll come back. We'll come back later tonight. I'm not sure if it'll be 10 or 11, but whenever the Panthers game is done,
I'll
come back here for to talk some Earl Spence and give my thoughts on what's going on with him.
Better be Smith.
They're saying no. Better be Smith for Friday.
Okay.
Earl Spence and all these quote unquote excuses he's making about Terrence Crawford and getting cataract surgery. You know,
listen,
lots to discuss.
Okay,
lots to discuss later on tonight. But
I will get off on that real quick. That's the next video.
Yeah, man. Michael says True School in Punch Perfect says True School and Punch Perfect are deadly. Yeah, no, we've only gone live together twice. We did it once on this channel. We did it once on mine. So we want to make it a little bit more regular thing. He's a great channel in the UK.
I know
he's closing in on that 10K.
God bless him.
So go
shout out to
go run his stuff up.
Perfect Boxing.
Cookie Bot wants to know: have you heard of the Japanese prospect named Yuka Osaki? He fights like Junta Nakatani, but is much faster, more power on the right hook, and better defense. He's only 20 years old. I've seen his name I've never watched him fight, but I've seen his name on Twitter because a lot of the
put it on your notebook.
I put it in my notes. A lot of the Japanese people, like fight fans, the experts, people that know more than me.
But that's good.
They I've seen his name there before. So
your success is our success.
Maybe we'll make it 14. We'll go from 13 to 14.
Any country, to be honest, not just Japanese. We respect the Japanese.
Hiro was saying that I need to start covering the Filipino fight. He says I need to cover all the Asians, not just the one. Not just.
Why don't you tell Harold stop talking about PBC and all this and use that energy to get you the Philippine fighters. And then he did.
No, he did.
He did. Oh, shut up, Harold.
He actually did.
He
did.
Okay, thank you.
He did.
So he shut me up on that.
But look, if that kid is faster than, if that kid,
you have to watch a fight from him to find out.
If that kid is faster than Junto and he's a southpaw, he probably
is he taller too? Is he tall like Junto or I'm just asking.
I gotta watch him.
Okay.
Cookie wants to know. I see him beating Kenshiro. Well, he's probably not gonna fight Kenshiro because Kenshiro.
Why sharp?
Kenshiro is not gonna. I don't think Kenshiro is gonna be at 108 much longer. I think Kenshiro probably winds up going to 112 and exploring bigger fights because the undisputed picture for Kenshiro right now is just
it's bleak over there.
It's bleak because he's got to fight. He's got a mandatory for the WBA coming up against Carlos Canizales. He's got to wait for Jonathan Gonzalez to go ahead and
so he's not
and fight one of these guys. Jonathan Gonzalez single-handedly screwed up the whole undisputed picture at 108 single-handedly just by getting injured so much. But
yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I can get Brendan going on.
He says he's 5'6" and he's yeah. That for 108. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's
wow.
That's your gargoyle. You know, that's like Dave Benavidez at 68 big, like at 108. So I'll check him out. I just listen. I just put it in my notes. So whenever anything that goes into my notes, it always gets done eventually.
Yeah. So
it could be in a week, a month, but it gets done. It'll get done. So I'll check him out.
Any suggestions to help us is good. Thank you.
Any more questions? Let me see. Did I miss anything up top? Let me see if I missed anything up top. Inoue is the Shohei Ohtani of boxing. I think I put that in the title last year.
Did you?
Yeah. Let's see. See, we'll go 3 more minutes because I'll make it even one hour and 10 minutes. But while I'm sitting here, listen, guys. Program reminder: there's not going to be any lives. There'll be one more live tonight about Spence, but Wednesday there won't be any live. Thursday there will not be any live. The next live will be Friday night. We'll be talking about Better Be Evan Smith the night before the fight. So if you got for all the Callum Smith believers,
take your notes.
If you want
your popcorn,
if you want to have some good discourse, that's gonna be the live where we go off. And I'm gonna tell you guys the real deal about why Callum Smith's gonna get butchered by Archie Better Be. You know,
he said butcher. He didn't even give. He ain't trying to give him no chance. You didn't give him no chance. Listen, man,
slim to none.
I'm gonna go say to you guys, I was live in New York with no disrespect to Joe Smith, but the way Bitterman did Joe Smith did him dirty. I think did him bad. You might see a replay. I'm trying to tell you all. Like on your short on him, we real nice. I just try to be nice, whatever he says. On the shirt you just put on.
I'm trying to be a good boxer.
He's trying to be a good boxer. Y'all better start getting fooled by his niceness, because that guy's soft spokenness is all right, but when he's in that gym, that ring, he's a monster.
My South African brethren, Kawan, my man Ken Wall says, do you think Hayato Tsutsumi and Otabek Komata fight again? That's one of the fights that it was literally on my list for the 8 great featherweight fights in 2024 that I want to see. Look, man, Otabek's got to fight Ford for the title. Hayato's not ranked in the WBA. He's ranked in the WBC, but not the WBA. I think that's a fight for the future. You know, if obviously they know each other. Hayato defeated Komotov in the AIBA Youth World Championships. So I'm sure Otabek's going to want to avenge that and whatnot. But listen, Otabek's got some tough fights coming up. He's got to fight Raymond Ford, and then, you know, he might have a big defense coming after that.
So you don't, but you, I mean, out of respect for Ford, how do you see that fight now? Now that because I'm a big thing on trainers too. You change it. I think in the fight. Do you see Ford 60-40, 50-60? I mean
55-45.
Oh, that's close.
55-45. It was 60-40, but
yeah.
With him leaving Timor, that bumps Raymond Ford chance up to 5%. So I got it. I got it at 55-45.
Still for him.
I think Ford's gonna have his chances to counterpunch Otabek. Otabek. We're not gonna ever confuse Otabek with Pernell Whitaker. But my thing is, he's got to get his respect. If I'm gonna tell you straight like this, if Ford cannot get his respect, he's getting butchered. The fight is that simple.
And this guy right here is real good for Japanese guy.
But so Sumi, this guy is like the Dimitri Bivol of Japan.
Is he?
Yeah. So he's this fighter. He was a decorated amateur. He's one of Naoya Inoue's most regular sparring partners, actually.
To this day. Oh wow.
He was out here in the States recently at the Side Lodge, and he sparred Carmel Moten. Carmel Moten was making Carmel Moten made a big deal. Carmel Moten was saying he did all the things to Hayato and sparring or whatever.
Listen,
right? No, look. He's 5-0. He's
make a video on him because I'll tell you right now.
Hayato or Carmel?
I like Carmel. I'm sorry to tell you.
I like Carmel.
That's fine.
Talk about Carmel.
Okay, I'm sorry. I still don't know what I gotta say about him. From Utah, he does this and that. But you know what?
I like Carmel.
All this bullshit hype that Floyd's putting on you.
We're talking about him.
Okay, I don't care.
It's working.
I do not care.
You're doing what Floyd wants.
That's fine. Floyd, if you watch me, you need to have a talk with me. Stop making private fights for him. Stop making
put him on TV.
A special fighter and all this bullshit because I don't like that.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Put him on TV?
Yeah, I don't like that bullshit. Why is he getting special treatment? Nobody else does.
He's not getting special treatment. He's actually not getting special treatment.
Yes, he is.
How is he getting special treatment?
He's getting special because
he hasn't even fought on TV yet.
Right, but you know why he's not in there? Because Floyd wants to do what the fuck Floyd wants to do. I like him.
You're not making no sense.
Yes, I am. He's a talented fighter. I like Carmel. I want him the best from Utah. I like him and all. Supposedly he's great.
I like Carmel. I'm not
okay. I know, but I have to call it the way I see it. Every time there's a fight, or he's on his card, they put him after the fight, or they put him before the fight in the private. Come on, man.
Swing belt.
But okay.
Brian Mendoza did that one time. Was he getting special privileges?
We can't compare him to. We can't even put him in the same.
No, I'm saying Mendoza before he got on his win streak, before he got the big fights, he fought. I think you're a little confused.
But my mind's gone. But
you're a little confused.
No, I just don't like. Don't. At the last couple of times we were supposed to fight, didn't they put him?
They put him to fight. Yeah, he was scheduled to fight, so he was scheduled to fight on the prelims.
Or am I getting confused with swing bouts or something?
You're getting things confused because he's actually getting fucked. Because he was scheduled to fight on the prelims on the YouTube stream.
Okay.
They pulled him off the YouTube stream at the last minute, and then he wound up fighting after the main event was over in the empty arena.
So that wasn't Floyd. That wasn't Floyd.
I don't know who it was, but I'm telling you, you made it like he's getting privilege. I'm telling you, he's getting fucked.
Okay. I have to do my homework a little bit more. I'm sorry, Carmel. I'm just like venting, and I just don't. If it is that way, okay. But if it's Floyd doing it, then we'll have a problem.
Is there any update on Anaguchi's condition? Yeah, I haven't seen anything myself. I've been waiting to. I'm just like you. I'm waiting to see some news on that so I can do a video on that. But no, I haven't seen anything. So if you guys know anything, you can tell me. To be honest with you, but as far as because you kind of caught me off guard. I was talking about Hayato Tsutsumi. He's this fighter from Japan. He's 5-0. They're fast tracking me. Like his first and second fight, he's fighting guys 30 fights, 20 fights. He's already ranked in 5 fights.
Oh wow!
And they were saying because in his first 4 fights he didn't get any knockouts, so he was 4-0, no knockouts. His last fight he just fought this Dominican Luis Muncion Ventura, who was a big knockout artist. And he beat the shit out of him, and he showed
a killer.
He showed a really good professional style, and he made a big adjustment in that fight, and he showed that he's more than just a tip tap boxer.
Yeah, like I say,
you say.
So basically, you're saying if he caught your eye, then that's in my eyes. When you look at somebody, you say this and about him.
I'm just telling you, he's good. He's one to watch from Japan. He's already ranked, so you're gonna be hearing about him.
Okay,
really, really soon.
2 more minutes.
Mike, yeah. Michael says that's a raw need for team. It is, and I'm very upset about it. That's
upset.
why, like, look, I know that if Raymond Ford knocks out Odebeck, everyone's gonna get in my comment section, like people like Raymond Ford. I'm not gonna be upset because I'm pissed off at him. So if he gets knocked out, there's gonna be a part of that that's gonna be a little happy that Odebeck lost when he left Timor because that's not cool.
Everything for him.
That's not cool. And he said, and everything is Tank 2.0, not his name. Stop it. Yeah, like I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I posted my amateur video about Carmel, I did call him like Gervonta Davis because they got similar complexion and whatnot. But they're trying to make the next Gervonta Davis, and they need to worry about letting him be the first Carmel Mullen. I feel, but I think he's gonna be champion. I think he's gonna make a lot of noise in boxing. I think he's gonna get a lot of hate along the way just because Floyd is gonna gas him up to no end. You see how he already got popped. Carmel don't even got 3 fights yet. So
I'm a heart attack. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. There's all these videos coming out of Carmel and the gym sparring and all that stuff. And I find it interesting that Carmel said he did all these things to Hayato Tsutsumi, and he's got all these videos of him beating the shit out of everybody in sparring. But where are the videos of him sparring Hayato Tsutsumi? That's what I want to know. If anyone out there in the world has videos of that, please post it on YouTube. I want to see how he looked in that sparring because since they got sparring sessions of him versus everybody, it seems like. But again, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. Yeah, that's the end of topic. That's the conclusion of our first live. I'll see you guys later on tonight. I got a lot of work to do after this is done, so you guys take care. Be blessed. If you're on the way home from work,
thank you for your support.
Get home safely. If you're on the way home from work, do the right things. Work hard. Yeah. Make sure you get your snow tires. Call your friends, call your loved ones, check up on them, all that good stuff. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.